the Day of the Dead celebration in Mexico is it's a millenary celebration. According to a lot of scholars, this is a celebration that was made by our original cultures in Mexico thousands of years before Europeans landed on Mexican shores. So many of the cultures in Mexico, like the Mexicas or the Aztecs, or other cultures in Mexico, like Purépechas, in what is now the state of Michoacán, have celebrated for many, many years, honoring the dead, and particularly a way of honoring the lives of family members who have passed away. By going to the places where they are laid, their tombs or the cemeteries where they were, and celebrating a particular night, which was the night before the Day of the Dead, in which, according to that tradition, the spirits of the family members who have passed away, they come back for a night, during the night, and during that night, families would, again spend the night with them in spirit. So that is why in many places in Mexico, particularly places where a lot of the original population, indigenous population still live in Mexico, and their traditions are very much alive. If you go on the night of November 1st into November 2nd, you will see a lot of families, sometimes in the middle of the night, go to the cemeteries and spend the night at the cemetery, but in a festive way. This is not a scary thing. This is not about ghosts. This is not about, monsters. This is about spending time again with people we love who have passed away. And they will go to the cemetery and they bring with them, for example, things that the person who had passed away used to love. Their favorite food, their favorite flowers, their favorite fruits, things that person loved. And so that person, when they come back during the night, that particular night every year, feels at home back, and we celebrate that with them. This is again, like I was saying, a celebration that is part of Mexican what we call pre-Hispanic, which is before the Europeans. And then when the Europeans came into Mexico with the Spanish conquest, a phenomenon that we call syncretism happened, which means basically that the pre-Hispanic original culture celebration mixed with the European elements, particularly in this case, Catholic elements. And that is very much that result of that connection, that syncretism, is what we know now as the celebration in Mexico of the Day of the Dead. It was declared in 2008 intangible patrimony, cultural patrimony of humanity by UNESCO. So this is not something that only Mexico celebrates. This is something that UNESCO celebrates as a patrimony of humanity, because of the uniqueness of it and because of what was considered a contribution to the cultural patrimony of all of humanity. I would say also maybe because of some recent years, because of movies and other American movies and other cultural expressions, this has exploded culturally around the world. And the celebration of the Day of the Dead is more and more prevalent and more observed in faraway places now, like Turkey. Part of the celebration has to do, I was telling you a little bit about the way people celebrate the Day of the Dead at the cemeteries, but there's another also way of expressing it, which is the building of altars. And those are done by a lot of families at home, not in the cemetery. And so they build let's say an altar, which is a way of paying homage, paying tribute to someone who has passed away in the family. And pretty much like we do at the cemeteries, they put the things that person loved, whether it's their favorite drink, their favorite food, pictures of the person who has passed away. And we set that up also, a lot of Mexican families do that, in a particular place in their homes during those days. There is a very specific flower which is called cempasúchil, which is marigold in many other parts of the world, which is a very, very shiny, very yellow, very beautiful flower that is associated in Mexico to this celebration. According to the lore, to the legend, this was used by the original indigenous population, this flower, because that flower served as a beacon, as a guide for the spirits to know the road to take in order to find their loved ones. So it's a celebration that is full of very sentimental meaning, and it's also filled with a sense of homage to those who came before us. We fully believe in Mexico that is the main reason why it has become, this celebration has become so adopted and interested all over the world, because unlike other celebrations that come from the European tradition of All Day Saints and Halloween and that kind of thing, this is not associated with scary things. This is not associated with monsters. This is not associated with ghosts. This is about family and about celebration. This is a happy thing, not a scary thing. And I think we in Mexico feel very proud about it.